Boleh ulang?
I will introduce first.
All right, okay.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the international visiting lecture today with University of Malaysia Perlis. Welcome to the Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Noormaizatul Akmal Ishak as an Associate Professor. And for the topic today is the leadership style of POTUS Donald Trump, Vision for ASEAN Community. And for today's session is being live stream on the University STEKOM YouTube channel. And now I will read our agenda this afternoon. First, we will start class presentation delivered by Professor Noormaizatul and continue with the Q&A session. In the next session, we have time for documentation unless time is closing. Okay, let's begin. We will start delivered by Dr. Yeah, the time is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Novita. Let me put up my slide first. Boleh nampak Can you see my slide?
No?
Right, okay. Okay. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm not sure whether in Indonesia, is it morning?
Evening.
Evening, right, all right, okay. So, selamat petang dan salam sejahtera. A very good afternoon to everyone. Distinguished professors, deans, lecturers, and beloved students of STEKOM in Indonesia, also respected guests, colleagues, and dear friends from DTIE STEKOM, PERKIVI, and PTIC, and toplocal.com. So it is both an honor and privilege for me to be here today, sharing this platform with brilliant minds and passionate learners. My sincere thanks to STEKOM University for extending the invitation and creating this valuable academic space. Today's talk is not just about an individual, it's about a phenomenon, the leadership style of presidents of the United States, POTUS, Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th presidents of United States, a man whose leadership, whether you admire or critique him, has undeniably reshaped global and political and economic landscapes. So the theme of this presentation is bold, the leadership styles of POTUS Donald Trump, lessons for Asian countries, SDG, we stress on the SDG 5, SDG 10, SDG 16. And what can Asian countries, particularly Malaysia and Indonesia, can learn from the leadership of Donald Trump? So how should our leaders react to his assertive strategies? Like straight, yeah?
Ya, untuk presentasi PowerPoint-nya belum nampak.
Ya, saya belum tunjuk, saya lepas ni.
Oh iya.
Right, okay. So how should our leaders react to his assertive strategies like trade tariffs, nationalistic economic policy, and controversial global decisions, including the ambitions to add Canada as the 51st US state. So, and more importantly, how do we groom our future leaders to be equally patriotic, decisive, and resilient while upholding the values of SDG 5, gender equality, SDG 10, reducing inequality, and SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. So this session invites us to reflect, rethink, and perhaps redefine what powerful leadership means in our region. So I look forward to an engaging session and invite your critical questions inside later. So let's begin. Novita, if I open it into slides mode, is it block on the slides? Can you see the full slide?
Yeah, full slide.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So we will see about what the content will be introductions of these presentations. We will see who is Donald Trump, and his leadership's lesson from the Oval Office, his political doctrine, how he tried to engage Canada to become the 55th states of the United States, and he put up his intention to buy Greenland. And now we are in the tariff and trade wars. Also, we want to understand what is the tariff and the purpose of bringing jobs back to America, and why is President of China, Xi Jinping, rallying Asian nations against Donald Trump. And we want to see what makes Trump so powerful. And then we will conclude with the how to groom our leaders in Asia, especially in Malaysia and Indonesia. Okay, so Donald Trump was born in June 14, 1946 in New York. Okay, he is the 45th and 47th presidents of the United States. So he was twice elected. So he's the second, following the Grover Cleveland. So this is Grover Cleveland, born March 18, 1837 at Catwell, New Jersey. Okay, so he is the first president ever to serve 2 discontinuous terms. Okay, so in January 2025, upon his sentencing without punishment for a felony conviction in 2024, Trump officially became the first convicted felon to be elected president. Okay, so at the age of 78, Trump is the oldest person to win the office. Okay. Right. So who is Donald J. Trump? Okay, he attended the New York Military Academy. So he's a very you know, the old people who go to during the war time, so he can speak to them because he has experience as a military. Okay, a private boarding school, Fordham University in the Bronx, and the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School of Finance and Commerce, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics. So in 1968, during the Vietnam War, he secured a diagnosis of bone spurs, which qualified him for a medical exempted from the military draft. He had earlier received 4 draft determinants for educations. So although he registered himself to go for the Vietnam War, but since he has a bone spurs, he was disqualified. Okay, but for the veterans, soldiers or armies in United States, Trump's they seem as a people as a leader who very close to them compared to other leaders. So upon his graduation, Trump began working full-time for his father's businesses, helping to manage his holding of rental housing, then estimated at between 10,000 and 22,000 units. Okay. So in 1974, he became president of a conglomerations of Trump-owned corporations and partnerships, which he later named the Trump organizations. So Trump ran 6 companies, and you have taken business to bankruptcies 6 times, Hillary Clinton. So this is during their presidential debate, Hillary Clinton claimed that Trump have had 6 times bankrupt. Okay, so it means that he is very tough person. Okay, because although he bankrupt 6 times, he come back. Okay, and and become stronger. So on the 30th of July 2024, during the presidential rally, Donald Trump was shot in the ear during an assassination. Okay, attempt at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally Saturday evening. Okay, so when they take the picture from the below, So people say that he is bleeding, and the American flag is flying so proud, upon him. Okay, so this is a good strategy for politicians to win their elections. Okay, this is a very a strategy, what we call is in marketing is very gambar yang sangat bagus. Okay, for your campaign. Right, so Trump 2.0 leadership lessons from the Oval Office. If you see that during this second term, so Trump always use his Oval Office, okay, to do conference. Okay, so what is Oval Office? The Oval Office is the presidential is the president's formal workspace where he confers with heads of state, diplomats, his staff, and other dignitaries, where he often addresses the American public and the world on televisions or radio, and where he deals with the issues of the day. Okay, so you can read more about this Oval Office in this website. So Trump leads like as a CEO. Remember, he was in the business before he jumped into politics. Okay, so he makes fast deals and he used the media influence. Okay, he uses also populism and nationalism effectively, such as his business, helping those who do not have houses. They build houses for the inclusive people, and he also groomed his family with styles. Okay, so there is his children cannot make any mistakes like using drugs or mingle with wrong people. Okay, so he makes his family groom in style. So Asia's risk is sudden global policy shock because during inside this Oval Office, Trump always do a global policy shocks. Okay, if you remember, okay, on March 2025, Trump, Vance, his deputy, plus Zelensky, the Ukraine's president, called him disrespectful at White House. Okay, so President Donald Trump told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, you don't have the cards. Okay, so when he asks you to go and sit for any press conference like this, remember, sometimes you are clueless what he will ask you to do on behalf of your country to accommodate the United States benefit. Okay, so on the 14th March, okay, 2025, US President Donald Trump and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, okay, appear to share a joke while speaking earlier in the Oval Office at the White House in Washington, D.C. The same chair, the same room, okay. Trump doubled down on his wish to annex Greenland. So now he wants to make Canada as his 51st state. Now he wants to have an extra land for America, which is the Greenland, an island of 50,000 people, saying, I think it will happen. So he wants to occupy the Greenland. Okay, you can read more on from this link. Sorry. And on the 11th February 2025, Jordan's King Abdullah tells Trump his nation to accept 2,000 sick and displaced Palestinian kids. Okay, so during this meeting, okay, when the President Trump asked King Abdullah to accept the sick Palestinian kids from Gaza, and the kings say that he will do it, he's willing to do it, and Trump said that he wants to bring all the billionaires from all over the world, especially from America, to rebuild Gaza. Okay, to rebuild Gaza. So this is a stunt for the king. Okay. So we have to understand how Trump thinks and how he reacts, right? So he always, his political doctrine is American first, nationalism redefined, and he focused on strategic expansionism, such as Canada as the first state Greenland's purchase. And he also implied that leaders must think big and boldly. Okay, he always make fun of the previous presidents, Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden is not brave enough to make decisions on behalf of the American people. Okay, so Canada as first state. When actually Trump is a very good businessman. That's why when he bankrupt 6 times, he can come back, okay? Because he knows how people will react. When he says that, okay, Trump making on the 18th December, 2024, sorry, not 25, 24, Trump making Canada the 51st state is a great idea. Okay, so the United States, when he met this Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, he tried to beat with this idea. Okay, this is what make this Justin Trudeau not popular. Okay, he's not popular. Now he's no more in the office. He's not the Prime Minister. Okay, so when this happened, why this happened is because of this. As time ticks away and Canada leadership continues to fail Canadians at unprecedented level, how many of you would favor a 50-state options? Because the people in the Canada, they are not agree with their prime minister. Okay, they think that their prime minister is not working enough for the country. Okay, so that's why now when the Donald Trump quote this saying that they want to make the Canada is as the 51st state, so it makes a more chaos in the Canada. Okay, people come to the road and protest. Okay, they make a poll. Okay, sorry, they make a poll. Okay, so some of the poll, the question was, would you or would you not like Canada to become the first state of the United States? Okay, so 5% says that they don't know and they are not sure. Okay, 13% of the people, the people in the Canada, I would like Canada to become the 51st state of the United States. Oh, so this is very alarming. And another 82%, I would not like Canada to become the 51st state of the United States. Okay, although they are a neighboring country, but of course they don't want their country to be a part of the United States. Just imagine if United States have the 51st states as huge as Canada, and Canada have many minerals and activities that can benefit United States. Okay, so they even have a poll whether they want to rejoin the British. Okay, so they make so this is very not healthy. If you are, for example, like us, when we are born, we are the people of Malaysia or people of Indonesia, and suddenly that our neighboring country saying that, let's say Malaysia said we want to buy Indonesia, or Indonesia saying that we want to buy Malaysia. Of course, there will be a stir in the country. Okay, so the government is not strong enough to retaliate. But the current Prime Minister of Canada is a retaliate, and he He blocked all the Tesla cars coming into Canada, for example. Okay. So Greenland purchase, you can read more at this website. So in late April, Greenland Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen declared that the Arctic country will never ever be a piece of property that can be bought by just anyone. And Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen is also adamant in saying that US President Donald Trump's proposal to acquire Greenland is not open for discussion. Okay. So imagine from different continents, America is in the North America continents want to buy an island in Greenland, which is in the Europe. Okay, imagine if one day Donald Trump will say that I want to buy a piece, one island in Malaysia or one island in Indonesia, which is not being fully optimized, for example. So how it will trigger our national security as well. Okay, so but Trump continues to insist that Greenland is important to United States interests. He cited concerns about Russian and Chinese activity in the region, although these claims have been disputed by experts. Okay. So when NBC News asked Trump in an early May interview if he would consider taking Greenland by force, he responded, "I don't rule it out. I don't say I'm going to do it, but I don't rule out anything. No, not there. We need Greenland very badly." So imagine when a business person or a leader with a business-minded, okay, having this kind of determinations, sooner or later we will see that the Danish government or Denmark government might do something about this. Yeah. So Greenland is a very small amount of people which will take care, we will take care of it, and we will cherish them and all of that. But we need that for international security. Okay. So during his joint address to Congress in March, Trump said we need Greenland for national security and even international security. And we are working with everybody involved to try and get it. One way or the other, we are going to get it. Okay, so it's very determined. Yeah. So we as people in the Asian countries, we have to alert about this. Some people call it greed, but for Trump, he has to protect his country from China and Russia as what he is claiming. Okay. Okay, economic shock. Tariffs, trade wars, and global economic shocks. Especially it's between United States and China. Yeah. So because US Trump blame that all the works of the people in America have been transferred into the people in China. Okay, so that's why they have this trade war. And then they also put tariff on European Union, Canada, and Mexico. Although Canada and Mexico they are its neighboring country, okay, under NAFTA, but still Trump, he doesn't care. He still want to impose Canada because he said that all the Mexican who came to United States steal the jobs from the people in United States. Okay, so all the jobs that these these Mexicans are doing makes the people in America jobless. Okay, so he also withdrawal from TPP impacted ASEAN, and we in Malaysia, Indonesia, we will see the disrupted trade and weak currencies. Okay, if you see that the currencies of Indonesia now is down, going down, yeah. That's why many people, you will see that within these months, many people will come as a tourist to Indonesia because of the weak currencies. Even the American dollar also have become weakened. Okay, that's why like Malaysia ringgit, we are not dropping very low. We are steady because the United States currency is getting down. We are just static. Okay. Those who are in the economic, they, I think, in the financial area, they must be more expert on in terms of this currency. All right. Okay. What is tariff? Okay. Donald Trump is talking about tariff every day. Okay. So what is a tariff? So tariff is a tax imposed by one country's government on goods and services from a foreign country, making them more expensive to encourage local purchases. For example, if you, we Malaysia want to buy Indonesia batik, okay? So those who bring the Indonesian batik to Malaysia will have some tax, which is, we call it tariff. This tariff is from foreign country. It's not within the same country. Is you bring products from outside into your country. That is what we call tariff. Okay. So for example, here, a Chinese exporter sells a pair of jeans to a US importer for $10. Okay. So this jeans, a pair of jeans, is made in China. Okay. And is sold to United States. Okay. Okay. The tariff imposed, the US government imposes a 10% tariff on Chinese product. So every 10 ringgit, they will impose 10%. It means that $1. So the US importer will now have to pay $1 extra to the federal government for the jeans, increasing its cost to $11. So once these jeans reach United States, the cost to bring these jeans into United States is $11. Okay, right? Because 10 plus 1, yeah. Then after adding expenses and profit, the jeans will be sold for $20. And then this is the cost to bring it in. But of course, when you sell to people, you want to make profit. You cannot sell at the price of the with the cost price. You kena ada so kena ada profit, kena ada untung. Jadi kita jual, we sell it at the $20. So we get profit $9. So a US consumer will most likely pay more for the jeans. Okay. So in some cases, the exporters absorbs the tariff by lowering their prices, or the US businesses reducing their profit margins to keep retail prices stable. Okay. Now, when he sells this 1 ringgit, either he sell it at 20 ringgit, so $20. So it means that he only got $9, or he can sell at the $21 because he wants the 50% or 100% profit. That's why, because he buy at 10 ringgit, at $10, he wants to sell. He wants to make profit another $10, so he will sell it at $21 because one is due to this tariff. Okay, so now we look into how Trump makes the world becoming chaos. So in order to bring jobs back to America, so Trump says that when we put the tariff is so high, okay, when we put the tariff is so high, this is tariff, so that it means that nobody will buy product from China or from other country who sells to United States at the cheaper price. Okay, so that is the intention of Trump. Okay, so American companies would move their factories back home. So most of these American company, during President Barack Obama, they built their factories in China because in China their labor are very cheap. Okay, the cost of the labor are very cheap. Buruhnya murah, right? Americans can work. So when they bring the factory from China to America, so American can work in that factories. So when he do this, okay, some of the companies' shares will drop so much. Okay, the companies, for example, the companies who open in China, when this tariff is being imposed, the share being dropped. So when they drop, these rich companies bought the share. So you see the game here? So this is how we have to understand when you deal with a business, leaders with a business minded. Okay, so this is the tariff that being imposed by Trump. Okay, so Vietnam is 46%, China 34%, Taiwan 32%. Okay, Indonesia 32%. Okay, if they put the price, for example, for Indonesia 32%, every product that goes into United States, they will tax 32%. So instead of buying the same product from Indonesia, maybe they can choose product from India, for example, which is less 6%. You see, so this is how this tariff makes our country becoming chaos. Yeah, right. Okay. So Canada and Mexico did not receive additional tariffs and remain at 25% on non-USMCA compliant goods. So 10% tariff on countries will take effect on April 5th with higher tariff rates taking effect April 9. Okay, so this is on the April 9. Okay, certain goods will not be subject to reciprocal tariffs, such as, but for this product, they have no this kind of tariffs. They don't put this kind of tariffs on, okay, except this one, which is the steel, aluminum, and lumber articles, autos and auto parts already subject to tariffs, copper, pharmaceutical, semiconductors, bullions, and energy and certain minerals not available in the United States. Because the United States knows that if they put the same tariff here, okay, so it means that they have to buy expensive because they need it very dearly because they cannot find it in any land in United States. Okay, right. And then some of these countries have been retaliating. For example, Japan is a very dear friend, a close friend to the United States. So Japan have started selling their bonds, all the Americans government's bonds that the Japanese government bought. They want to sell it back to the America. Okay. So why is Xi Jinping railing Asian? Okay, you see that this month, last month, this is in the, you can see at the Facebook, Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the United States. Okay, they post this one. President Xi Jinping to visit Vietnam, Malaysia, and Cambodia. This is Xi's first trip abroad this year and holds major significance for the overall development of China's relations with the three countries and the associations of Southeast Asian nations as a whole. So he came from China to Vietnam and then to Kuala Lumpur and then to Cambodia. Okay, why he is looking for these three countries? Why? Because to safeguard peace, pursue development, and to bring greater stability and certainty to this turbulent world. So this was among the few indirect references Xi made to US President Donald Trump's tariff, which has been rolled back to 10% for every country except China. Okay, China now, he has imposed more. Okay, China, if I'm not mistaken, from 125 now is 245. Okay, that's why the president of China is going to this country, okay, and to discuss how to go about this. Maybe they all the products before they go to US, they come to Vietnam, they come to Malaysia, they come to Cambodia, and they go straight to US, or I don't know, maybe this is what our head of governments and head of states, head of countries have to look into. Okay. So why ASEAN is very important? Okay. So we see that the world divided in two equal parts. This area, China, India, South Asia, Japan, Korea, okay, contribute, Asia contribute to 4 billion people. Against the rest of the world is 4 billion. That's why this region is very important. Okay, our region is very important. So the United States has introduced a broad-based reciprocal tariff policy on imports starting 9 of April 2025, with duties ranging from 10 to 15%. So President Trump set a 10% minimum baseline tariff on all imports, with many countries facing significantly highest rates. So this is what happening to the Asian country. You see? So Cambodia is the highest. So it means that nobody wants to buy, it's not about nobody. It's about America won't buy products from Cambodia because the tariff is so high. Okay? But they will consider product from Timor-Leste because only 10%. So what we can do here? So Asian is projected to be a major global economic power by 2050. It's currently expected to be the 4th largest economy behind the United States, China, and India. So Asians, okay, we, the 10 countries, is driven by its large and young population, increasing productivity, and its strategic locations at the intersections of major trade routes. Okay, so how Malaysia are going to go about this 20%? I don't know. Okay, maybe let's say Indonesia and Malaysia are selling the same palm oil, for example. So if America want to buy the palm oil, maybe they will buy from Malaysia because the tariff is 24% instead of 32%. So this is why our leaders in our country have to go and try to back. You cannot discuss anymore. This is very serious. You have to back in United States to consider the tariff. Okay, why make it so high? Okay, right. So what makes Trump 2.0 powerful? When Trump became the first president, the 45th president of United States in 2016, he is not aware enough about how how to run the countries. So when he compared to now, when he become the second president, 47 presidents for the second term, okay, now he's more smarter and he works so fast. Okay, imagine the first day when he take his oath, and the next day he just invite all these billionaires, technocrat billionaires to support his works. Okay, right. So he focused on patriotism above all. Infrastructure in United States are 30 years old. Buildings and bridges are very old. Okay, so that is where he coined "Make America Great Again." Okay, so everybody wants to make their countries, US, they want US to become like China, for example. China even have 5Gs 5 years back. Okay, Malaysia only implemented last year. Okay, but China, I think 6 or 5 years ago, they already have 5Gs. Okay. And Trump also used disruptions as strategy. He has backup from billionaire technocrats in United States. He always think like a businessman. He gets what he wants. Okay. He try to bargain. He try to make in any discussions, he must get something. Okay. And he also has a big, bold vision, a brave and determinations. But we in the Asia, the lessons when we have to take away is we can be bold, but we have to stay ethical. Imagine when you take the tariff so high, if the products cannot be sold to certain states or certain countries, so it means that the factory will be closed. When the factory will be closed, nobody can go and work in the factory. Okay, because you cannot sell your products, the factory cannot sustain, we cannot hire you because they cannot pay you. So it means that more jobless people in the country. Okay, as a conclusion, so how are we going to groom our leaders in Asia? We have to train bold, ethical, tech-savvy leaders. Okay, our leaders must have a tech-savvy leaders. We cannot have a very traditional leader. Cannot. If not, our country will be eaten up. Okay, will be dimakan oleh kuasa besar. Okay, we have to have a tech-savvy leaders. Okay. SDG 5, we have to have empower women. Half of the world population is women. Train this woman to be a good leader, because women can understand economy. They go to the market every day. They serve their family. They cook their food. They know how the price of the food, the price of the chicken, the price of the vegetables at the market. Okay, we have to make our women's knows about politics. So it means that we have to start buying our own products locally if anything happen that America don't want to buy our products. Okay. And the woman also must have a technology savvy. Okay. The woman know how to use computer, smartphones to access the informations, let's say, and even can sell their products or their homemade cooking. Okay. Start from at home. Okay, when the women can become very empowered, they can empower their sons and their daughters, and their sons can be the leader of the country. The daughters also can be the leaders of the country. We can work together to make our country strong. SDG 10, reduce inequality. Take the advantage of Trump tariffs. It is time to build your own, encourage internal economy. So this is where our leaders can see that there are opportunity. Instead of selling our product to America, maybe we can sell our product to other country, to African country, to South American country, Brazil, let's say Peru, who might need our product instead of they are using product from. Sometimes this is where our leaders have to go and meet leaders with other countries just to make the countries know that what we are producing in our country. And SDG 16, strong institutions. Collaborations with top universities send young talents to learn from the best in engineering. For example, Tianxuan University in China. Okay, we have to make, since we know that Huawei also have their own township, they have their own universities where they can develop their own products. Okay, maybe it is time for us to send our children to learn in China as well. Okay, right. And then to make ASEAN great, we should have a strong bond like European Union. Let's say we are 10 countries. We have Asian countries, 10 of us. Okay, if let's say we have to help each other if some of the countries here cannot be sell their product. For example, if Cambodia is not a very rich country compared to Singapore, for example. Maybe some of the products in Cambodia can be sold or can be used by the Singaporean. We in Malaysia also can use some of the products from buy the products from Cambodia. Okay, this is how we have to help ourselves. Okay, remember we are the 4th largest economy by 2050. Okay, tak lama lagi, only 25 years. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, hold on, yeah. Okay, that's all for my presentations.
Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation, Miss. Yeah, and for our participant, if you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. Yeah, we have 3 questions, Miss, from participant already read in the Zoom chat. Hello?
Abdul, thank you
Yeah.
for the questions. In what ways can the experience of the Trump administration inform Asian countries about the importance of aligning national policies with global sustainable development agendas? Right. Okay, Abdul, we cannot we cannot determine. We cannot say that we know what is the next steps of the Trump's administrations will do. That's why when he announced anything, especially in the Oval Office, you have to prepare that our leaders can make fast decisions or make a fast actions how to make sure that our country is safe. Okay, so when we talk about SDGs, SDG is Trump doesn't care about other countries. Okay, he just focus on United States. So we have to focus on our country's SDGs. Okay, so if any decision that made by these other presidents or prime ministers of different countries, we must make sure that we protect our economics and how we can gain benefit from this turbulence, for example, from this war trade. Okay, next, Kinan, what were the effects of Trump leadership on public trust in governmental institutions, and how can Asian nations ensure transparency and accountability in their government structures? No, we cannot determine. We cannot ensure. We don't know because Trump's will burst any ideas at the spotlight. Okay, just like, okay, I want to buy, for example, he will say that I want to buy Greenland. Okay, I want to buy Panama Canal. See, he will just post something to make people trigger and make people become stir. Dia jadi stir, dia jadi gundah, jadi gusar. Okay, so this is how Trump's strategize how he wants to get there. Okay, we don't know yet what his purpose, but by doing all these things. How does Donald Trump leadership style characterized by assertiveness, transactional decision-making, and focus on national interests, contrast with national leadership model countries? All right, okay. If you see for the second term, during the first term, Trump always use his only his decision make people can only during his first term, all decision is made by Trump. But now, during his second term, Trump has a group of people who advise him, especially Elon Musk. Okay, so Paulina, so he is a transactional in the sense that he give he's empowered Elon Musk for the Dodge, if you remember, Department of Government something, to make sure that all the activities in the government is not waste, okay, which is some people have been terminated because Elon Musk saying that we hired so many government officers in certain offices in certain states, okay, so that is what make people angry, okay. So we in Asia, what we can see that if you remember, we have BRICS before this. Why we have BRICS? Okay, we have Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and South Africa. These 5 countries, they come together. Okay, they want to start a new currency. Because for this currency, we don't want to use United States dollar, because once we use the dollar, we depends on their currencies, whether it's going, let's say Malaysia is buying products from Indonesia. Let's say I'm buying countries is buying palm oil. Let's say I'm buying apa benda Indonesia yang Malaysia beli ya. Let's say Indonesia ada emas. Malaysia is buying gold from Indonesia. When Malaysia buying gold from Indonesia, we are not trading in rupiah or ringgit. We trading in dollar. That's why when dollar is going up or going down, it affect our countries, our loans, okay, atau kita punya hutang, because we are not trading using our currency. So this is why the BRICS country is want to de-dollarize American currency. We want to have another currency that is not tied to the dollar. So the traditional leadership models, I would say, Paulina, the best is we are looking at the China. How this China country, China is a communist country. China is a communist country. If you look and study China's country, before this, they can only wear one type of clothes. Okay, baju, everybody is a uniform, sama. Semuanya seragam, sama. Okay, but nowadays, okay, the current leaderships of the China, they mix, everybody is open. They are communists, but they are also capitalists. Okay, they implement also capitalists. Why they have this capitalist set of mind? Because they know that they have lots of people in China who is dying because of the famine, lapar, kebuluran. So they can create jobs. That's why they open their countries to the capitalists. The American, they want so much profit. They open their factory in China. So it means that the China people get a job. The American people got the product, but the people in America, they don't have any job. Okay, so when they do this, the leadership of China, imagine he can, when this tariff happens, within 20 years, dalam tempoh 20 tahun, rakyat China 700 juta 700 millions of Chinese in China mainland are getting jobs, and they are coming out from their jadi miskin, miskin. within 20 years. How the China government do that? Okay, so this is the good models of leadership we can study. Okay, how the China, although they are communists, but they make their countries very maju, very, what we call very advanced. Okay. May I know, are there students here?
No, I'm a lecturer.
Oh, tak.
Yeah. Maybe I want to make some discussion with you, Miss.
Yes,
Yeah,
silakan.
yes. I'm really interested with this material because this is the latest condition in the economic and geopolitics in the world about the Trump tariff. The Trump tariff is really, yeah, maybe in my opinion, is really crazy because this not effect on us, but it's also effect on them. And I keep watching just like MSNBC or CNN that predict that about one or 2 week, 1 or 2 month, there will be an empty shelf in the grocery of of US. But I have also opinion because that actually what Trump, maybe he is too extreme to do this tariff, but he also think about that his country.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is the problem.
yeah,
The expansion of Chinese has create lower condition in the US, just like automotive industry or just like everything. I read that actually US is downgrade
yeah,
only in the data technology and in the chip technology, they're still very high. But on the other hand, just like electric car and etc., almost everybody is getting loose because just because globalization effect, because producing in US is too expensive, so they produce in the outside, and then uh suddenly Trump do high tariff like that, and actually what the one who suffer is also their population. But what is my question is, what did what if that happened to us? Just like textile, we also get floating from China, just like dress, just like what that we cannot produce with the same price with them. I guess in Malaysia is also have the same problem.
yeah,
Is it right?
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you have idea. Do not do just like Mr. Trump, but maybe what is how to at least slow down our degradation, not just like US until the video is also until the movie is also doing great because everything is produced outside. So how just like other country doesn't become downgrade because we keep buying everything cheaper from outside. Maybe you can have give your opinion about this.
Okay, thank you, Pak Adi.
Mm.
Yes, I agree with you, Pak Adi, because but to me, if America is putting so high tariff on us, it doesn't matter because it will impact on his people
Yeah.
first. It's not
Yeah.
about us, it's
Yeah.
about
It's about
their
them.
people first. That's why we don't understand. And then now, for example, we cannot buy before this, for example, we have an aeroplane producer, which is Boeing and uh,
Airbus.
from France, I forgot.
Airbus.
Airbus,
Is it
yes,
Airbus?
Airbus. Okay, we have Airbus. So now, so since America is putting the tariff is so high on us, so we also will put the same tariff on him. So if we want to buy Boeing, for example, from America, so we say that this Boeing, when it comes to Malaysia, instead of 100 million, now become 200 million. So definitely, instead of buying 20, we only can afford buying 2.
Yeah.
So it will spoil his market as well.
Mm.
Betul tak, Pak Adi?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
And yeah.
Okay. So we will slowly saying that Donald Trump is like he is loud. It's okay because he is a populist
Populist.
because
Yeah.
he wants to make sure that he is also condemning Biden.
Yeah.
That's why he is doing that. We have to understand his strategy. But at the same time, when people still don't understand why he keep on triggering. He wants the land from the South Africa, the white land from South Africa. He wants the green land. He wants Panama Canal. He wants Gaza. Why? Why he's doing that?
You want Canada too?
This is
Canada.
something. This is something that we start triggering. We don't know because we are at the lower level, Pak Adi. It could be the people at the top, the leadership. Maybe they see him, they know him, because when he have you and bring you to the Oval Office, he can he can ask you to do something that you cannot say no because are you caught in hand.
Yeah.
So to me, what we can do now, we ask our people is doing kita beli barang tempatan. We don't buy produk mahal, produk luar negara. First of all, actually we don't buy American car. We don't have any American car. All the cars made from Korea, from Japan, from Germany. So we still safe because when we do business with these countries, this tariff is not being imposed on us.
Yes, we are surplus to US, just like Malaysia, just like Indonesia. We have a surplus trade with them. But because there is a tariff, we also have to export to them too right now.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to export to them,
Yeah.
but it depends on the importer. If the
Yeah.
importer willing to pay the tariff, it's not us.
Yes.
Importer
Yeah.
is the American people.
Yeah.
Ah, so we start producing. Our price is still the same, but the importer, which is the
Will
American
have,
themselves,
yeah.
are they
They have
willing
to
to pay
pay
$34?
higher.
Kita masih sama, produce barangnya yang sama, harganya yang
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend that entrepreneur that he send product to US, and there is a lot of cancellation because of this, and they even the importer is I don't know, I still waiting, and they maybe Trump will realize and then destroy all his tariff.
Yes.
Maybe we still wait for maybe 2 or 3 months, I guess, to see the effect on their population. I
Yeah.
don't know what is why Trump is so aggressive. I never see a leader that so aggressive like this.
So that's why we in Malaysia, in Indonesia, we have to have talents that can be a leader like this because we never think about we'll face this kind of leader. Suddenly we have it. And our prime minister, maybe our prime minister also cannot cope with this. Maybe that's why that's why I said we have to have a talent of leaders. We have to groom them. They should know about the technology. They should know about the economic. Their backgrounds, or let's say they graduated in certain area, but we have to insert them with some information about economics, politics, international relation as well, and how these people can influence other countries. Let's say Indonesia 34%, Malaysia 36, Malaysia is 24. How presidents of Indonesia will begin? How come Malaysia got 24, not same as Indonesia? Maybe I don't know, but
Because
this is
we have a more surplus than Malaysia. Malaysia is
yeah,
also surplus, but
yes,
we have higher surplus.
higher, yes,
Higher. That's why I guess this tariff is crazy because it's not how to calculate tariff, just like by because surplus and then by deficit. The calculation is really crazy, I guess, and many economics say that it's crazy, but somehow it's just like about how to be popular, to be strong. I guess
Yeah.
this is what Donald Trump do. He want to make America great again by extreme, by show that I'm strong. But this is the effect have effect in the world, I guess, and this is uh I don't know. I guess I'm really waiting about 3 or 4 months. Is it right what is said in the MSNBC that uh will be empty shelf in the grocery store because
Yes.
there is no product from
Right.
Chinese, and I
Yes.
guess after that Trump realized what he's done.
Yeah.
I
He
wish.
he postponed the tariff for 90 days, right, Pak
Yeah,
Ali?
90, yeah,
Right.
90
So
days.
we will see that whether these 90 days can last, or maybe within
Yeah.
tomorrow or a few days he will revoke his decision. But when people are hungry and go to the streets, so
Yeah.
this is a bad reputation for him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Okay.
mm,
Okay. I guess this very good discussion, and I really like
thank
the
you.
topic. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Miss.
you, Pak Ali.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Ishak. I will out. Yeah. Miss Novita. Silahkan Miss Novita.
Novita, ada soalan lagi?
I guess no one else asking again, Miss. Yeah,
Right.
before I close this event, for our participant, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of visiting lecture today. We would like to thank you for Associate Professor Dr. Noormaizatul Akmal Ishak for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for all participants. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future. The visiting lecture for today and here we have to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you. Miss Novita, nama saya tu hujungnya Akmar, R, bukan L.
Ah, ah, Akmal, Akmal.
Akmar.
Oh,
Right.
Akmar.
Ya.
Ya, baik.
Okay, terima kasih atas